Morning sunshines! Welcome to a new episode of Cooking in Times of Corona. So since you guys liked my oatmeal recipe so much, I decided I'm gonna make a different variation today using apples, topping it with pecans and maple butter and making breakfast taste like dessert. So let's start. So I have a pot right here, have some rolled oats. For one serving, not that hungry today, so I'm just gonna do 1/3 of a cup. So I do 2-to-1 liquid to oats, and I'm gonna do half water and half oat milk. And if you don't have oat milk, you can use any milk that you have at home, or whatever your favorite milk is. Cow milk, almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk, whatever milk you have. I just prefer oat milk. I'm gonna add a little bit of coconut sugar, which is my preferred sweetener because it tastes like brown sugar. Some antiviral, antibacterial cinnamon, which goes really good with apples. A little bit of vanilla. And whenever I'm making anything sweet, I always like to add a little bit of salt to bring out the flavor of the vanilla and the cinnamon and the oatmeal. Stir this around, and I'm just gonna simmer this until it gets nice and creamy. When we come back, I'll show you how to do the apples. So my oatmeal's been cooking for about 10 minutes, and it's getting nice and creamy. So I'm just gonna let it keep going for a few minutes, and I'm gonna start on my apple. So I've had this apple in my fridge for a couple of weeks now, and I'm gonna dice it up really small so that it cooks faster. So this variation, you can make it with pears as well and use the exact same technique. This is a really good way to use fruit that's about to turn and change its texture and flavor by cooking it up and making your super healthy breakfast taste like dessert. All right, so next, I'm gonna add some ghee to my pan, and ghee is just clarified butter, which means that the milk solids have been removed from the butter, so it just leaves the pure fat. Melt up that ghee, medium heat, and I'm going in with the apples. And you just want them to sizzle when they hit the pan. Now, I'm gonna hit it up with some cinnamon. And I like to add the cinnamon when the apples are in the fat because it carries the flavor a lot better. Toast it up a little bit. Oh, apple down. So, as soon as the apples start getting some color, like this one right here, and start getting soft, just gonna add a little bit more ghee, and then just gonna add some chopped pecans. But if you don't have pecans, you can add almonds, hazelnuts, whatever nut you prefer. Also, you don't have to buy them pre-chopped. I just have those here. I don't even know why. Just chop them up at home. And the reason why I'm adding the pecans at this stage is so they toast up a little bit on the pan, and toasting them brings out their flavor. I wish you could smell this. Like, this dish makes the house smell like apple pie. It's so good. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, again, to bring out the flavor of the apples and the cinnamon and the pecans. And I have my oatmeal working back here. It's nice and creamy. So now that the pecans are nice and toasty, I'm just gonna add a little bit of maple syrup. And that'll make them saucy. And it's ready to serve now. I'm just gonna taste my oatmeal real quick. I'm gonna hit it up with a little bit more coconut sugar. If you like raisins, you can add that into the oatmeal as well. They'll get really nice and plump in there. And it'll go nicely with the apples. Kind of like a strudel. Taste one more time. All right, so I'm going straight in our bowl. Make it flat. Put those apples. And if you're a cinnamon lover like me, you can hit it up with a little touch of cinnamon at the end as well. And there you go, warm oatmeal with maple butter, apples, and pecans.